Welcome to this training on supporting students in foster care across the state of Utah. Today, we'll focus on how you can help children with special education needs through individualized education programs or IEPs. This topic is especially important because on average, 40% of students in foster care are identified as having special education needs. That means nearly half of the youth in care may require tailored support to succeed in school, and you play a vital role in making that success possible. An individualized education program, or IEP, is a personalized plan designed to meet the unique learning needs of students who qualify for special education services. It includes accommodations and modifications to what the student is taught and expected to learn. These services can be delivered in a variety of placements, including a general education classroom, a specialized school, or even at home. A 504 plan, on the other hand, provides accommodations that help students with disabilities succeed in a general education setting. These accommodations ensure equal access to learning without lowering academic expectations. Caseworkers are key advocates for students in custody. They should complete required paperwork to notify the school or district of the student, be familiar with the student's education plans, attend IEP meetings, and stay in touch with the schools to make sure services are in place. In Utah, when the Division of Child and Family Services requests an IEP evaluation, schools are legally required to complete it within 30 days. That timeline is critical for getting students the support they need and fast. To help make that happen, submit the request in writing as early as possible to the principal and outline your concerns. Provide additional information if it will be helpful, such as medical information. Follow up with the school to make sure the process stays on track. By understanding and acting on this timeline, we can help ensure no student is left waiting for the services they deserve. With over 150 local education agencies in Utah, each using different student information systems, transferring records can be tricky. Special education records and transcripts are stored separately, so both must be requested when a student changes schools. Timely support depends on timely records. Caseworkers' help can make that happen. IEP meetings happen at least once a year at a mutually agreed time and place, but they can be requested anytime concerns arise, and the IEP can be updated. Meetings typically include the student, parents, teachers, school representatives, and service providers. Caseworkers and caregivers are encouraged to attend and share insights about the student's strengths and needs. Only a parent or someone legally authorized can give consent for special education services. That's why it's so important for caseworkers to know who holds educational rights and make sure they're involved. An IEP meeting can't legally happen without the biological or identified parent unless the LEA is unable to convince the parent to attend. Even when a child is in state custody, the biological parent usually retains educational rights, unless a court has reassigned or terminated them. In those cases, the local education agency must determine who can act as the parent for education decisions. According to Utah law, a parent may include a biological or adoptive parent, a legal guardian, someone with power of attorney, a relative the child lives with, a foster parent, but only under certain conditions, or a court-appointed surrogate. It is important to remember the state itself cannot act as the parent in these decisions. As mentioned, in some cases, a foster parent can legally act as the parent when it comes to special education decisions, but only if 4 specific conditions are met. First, the biological or adoptive parent must no longer have the legal rights to make educational decisions. That authority has to be officially removed under state law. Second, the foster parent must have a long-term, ongoing parental relationship with the student, not just a temporary placement. Third, The foster parent must be willing to take on the responsibilities that come with making educational decisions. And fourth, there can't be any conflict of interest between the foster parent and the student. Knowing who is legally in charge helps everyone, especially students in foster care, get the support they need to succeed in school. Caregivers and caseworkers are essential members of a student's IEP or 504 team. Their insights and ongoing communication aren't just helpful, they're vital. So what does strong involvement look like? Stay informed. Caregivers should regularly request copies of the student's IEP or 504 plan to stay up to date on goals, services, and accommodations. Show up. Attending meetings, whether in person or virtually, ensures your voice is heard and your perspective is part of the decision-making process. Collaborate. Keep open lines of communication with schools and caseworkers. Working together helps create a consistent support system for the student. Act fast during transitions. If a student changes schools, make sure the IEP or 504 plan is transferred right away. Delays can disrupt services and impact progress. By following these best practices, caregivers and caseworkers help ensure that students, especially those in foster care, receive the support they need to thrive. Thank you for your commitment to supporting students in foster care. For more information, visit the Utah State Board of Education's Youth in Care website, where you can find best practices documentation and important contacts to support you in navigating the needs of your students.